GN? There's a lot going on right now. I'm so sorry that we had to change the time of the podcast. We will get into the why. And we're also a little bit late, but it's okay. We are here. It is awesome to be here with you guys. Episode 22, let's go. Nouns on the Air with Aptoshi and Shefo. I will go ahead and introduce our guest in just 1 second, or I'm sorry, our co-host. But I do want to just say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Welcome back to Nouns on the Air. It is episode 22. We go live every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Usually 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern. Right now we're a little bit past 2 p.m. Western. You know, it's just going to be one of those streams. It's going to be one of those streams. I'm too excited. We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to need additional help today from our amazing co-host, who I will now bring on screen. What is good, Shefo?
Just doing the Brazil thing.
Doing the Brazil thing. It's
Wow.
Evening here. You can kind of tell with the lighting. It kind of looks nice. So it's like
You look great.
we're in like a romantic restaurant or something.
You look way better than I do.
We are actually live in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We are here for the event NFT Brazil. Oh my gosh, today was day one. We have so much to talk about. That is why we are late today. During event days, we do have the podcast still, but sometimes we got to move this time around because we don't want to miss anything happening at the event. We had a lot of friends speaking live at the conference during the actual podcast time. So we decided to push it a little bit, and then we had like 4 Ubers cancel on us. And so I'm so sorry that we're late, but hey, we are here now, and that is all that matters.
Yeah.
How are you feeling tonight, Shefo?
I'm just as excited as you are. It's been just super refreshing hanging out with everyone down here in Sao Paulo, and the event has been amazing.
Wow.
You know, it's just, I don't know, I vibe with this place, Toshi. I vibe.
Dude, I vibe so hard with Sao Paulo. It's an interesting thing that happens when you're traveling all around the place. Like, you kind of really end up loving a place, like how we really loved Cannes, France, and it can be really hard to leave those kinds of places. And then you get to this brand new place that you've never been to before, and people are speaking a language you don't really speak, and you're just like, how is this going to be? But I am telling you guys, we have settled in here in Sao Paulo, and it is better than I could ever have imagined. And today was the day that we actually got to really interact with and meet a bunch of people in the Nouns community. Let's go ahead and just right off the bat, I'm just going to window screen here. All of this live stream is possible and brought to you by NounsDAO. If you want to know more about my specific proposal that came into NounsDAO, go to nouns.wtf/vote/206. We are here on the Nouns website. We always kind of start the show like this or do a noun shout out during the show. This is the current noun today, the calendar noun. Ooh,
How fitting.
with the little heart shirt. Let's see here.
Incredible.
Already a 26.04 bid. I feel like I know why the excitement around nouns is happening right now. We are going to go over that. But just so we can do a little run through, every single day, one noun is auctioned off to a random person. Let's see. Oh, nouns.bigsong.eth has the winning bid currently. There is about 3.5 hours left on this. If you guys want to watch the end of that auction and see who wins that bid and see which noun is picked for the next day of bidding, you're going to have to follow the Noun Square. They do a daily Twitter space that does exactly that. You can see this transition happen in between the auctions. But basically what's going to happen after this noun is auctioned off, all of that money goes right into the NounsDAO Treasury, which is currently sitting at $54.3 million, which is actually an entire million more than it was yesterday. That's the really cool thing about Ethereum and crypto is that if Ethereum goes up in price, even just slightly, this treasury goes up in value. So as you guys know, the only way to access that treasury is going to be through a proposal. We go over some of these proposals sometimes. We are going to focus today on NFT Brazil and a different sort of nouns fun thing that is happening in the ecosystem. But I am seeing here, and just want to point out, a new proposal we didn't see yesterday, Prop 303, TSP/Ask Long Beach Silverado Skatepark. Ooh, it's a skate park one. I love that.
Wow,
Okay.
Who put that in? Is it
let's see.
That's
It
cool.
starts in 5 days, which means it was just posted. Oh, Ape Noun
Okay.
posted this. Yes, he's done skateboarding stuff before. This is
Yeah.
really, really cool. And it looks like they are going to fund Silverado Skate Park in Long Beach, California.
Wow.
The cool thing about Long Beach and skateboard parks is something I learned when doing the Rose Parade with Stupid Buddy Studios. I believe that this is probably associated with the Tony Hawk Skateboard Foundation, if I would
If you would take a gander.
founded by Tony Hawk. Okay, look at me. I am just like up in on the Nouns business. Okay, this is a Tony Hawk. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Good for Oni. That's
I have a lot of. Okay, this is a Tony Hawk
You're super excited, aren't you?
skate park. I am so excited because guess who I got to meet today? Bob freaking Burnquist. But we will go over that. This is the latest prop up on chain. Again, nouns.wtf to see the Nouns auction. Nouns.wtf/vote to see what these proposals are. I'm just going to take it right back to the screen with me and Sheffo here. Okay, how do we even start this? It was day one at NFT Brazil. I go into these events and maybe there's very few times I've like actually been to one of them before, like NFT NYC. So I have this kind of like thing I can compare to like the last time I've been there. This is our first NFT Brazil. It is our first time in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We have known the Brazilian community in Nouns to be like the most epic proliferators, aka people who sort of spread the Nounish word and do all these Nounish projects. We've known that these guys have just been like A+ students at that, right? But what we couldn't have ever expected is what this event would be like. And I guess like the best place to start would be what it kind of felt like when we showed up there today. When we showed up, there was a massive line already. We could just see the outside of NFT Brazil. We hadn't gotten our tickets yet, or these like little awesome wristbands. And it was all like families and young kids. And not only was it young kids, but there was a massive group of kids who were, communicating in sign language. And they were the first people I got to actually hand noggles to. I will be let me actually just get this geared up and ready to go. I've been posting on my Twitter media and photos and videos all day long about this. So I'm just going to go right to the very first photo here that I have of these amazing, beautiful kids in line. Gave them noggles. They were adorable, so sweet, so happy. Loved the noggles. Immediately put them on. I know you can only see 2 people wearing noggles in this photo, but that whole group had it right there. And we were just communicating with each other about how excited everybody was to actually enter this event. And so there was this art media sort of event happening to the right if you entered, and then to the left was 3 different stages where you could speak. And the coolest part about these stages and the speakers this year, and actually at this conference, and I've never seen this before at another conference, but everyone got headphones, much like the ones that you guys are seeing on our heads right now, except they were wireless. And they were cued to each stage. So you can either push a button and it was a red light, a green light, or a blue light. And depending on which stage you were, the main stage or the Degen stage or this other stage in the back, you can click that light, match everybody in the audience, and everybody was speaking, into these microphones, and you could specifically hear speakers. And so it was kind of cool to like do that, because usually these conferences are pretty loud and you're trying to like understand what the speaker is saying, but you really got like the speakers right in your ear.
No, that was incredible. It was really cool tech. You had to leave your ID, didn't you? You had to leave your passport to get.
I had to leave my passport to get it. Well, it makes sense because like this is super high tech, and I feel like they just didn't want anyone walking out of there with the headphones. So it completely makes sense that you had to hand over an ID to be able to get that ID back at the end when you handed over your headphones.
It was a really great use of the technology because it allowed for very clear listening. That was spectacular. Actually.
Yeah, this video that I have featured on the screen right now, you can see everybody in the audience is wearing their headphones. There was an indigenous group right when we came in that were on stage and speaking at the conference, which was beautiful. People are speaking in both Portuguese and in English. And so even if one of the talks was just in Portuguese, some of their slides would be in English too. So everyone could enjoy this. It was really, really great. Look at this beautiful line of kids I got. It's like this little 15-second video. And spot the noggles if you can, but these were like the amazing kids. Look at them all waving. They're so cute. And they all have noggles. They were so freaking excited. And, you know, right away from coming in this conference, if you've ever been to an NFT conference, there is kind of like that moment. There is like an opening party the night before. The speakers get together, but there's sort of this like, the only thing I could describe is this like LA vibe. And in LA, it's almost like you could be in a room and people might know each other from Twitter or know each other because they're an influencer or something, and they're not really talking to each other. And you kind of have to like really come out of your shell and out of your bubble to go up to someone and introduce yourself or be like, hi, like, I recognize you. And then they're like, oh, I kind of recognize you too. Like, have we met before? It's like, you see me every single day online. Like, you know who I am. In the same way, like, I walk into a room and I like know who everyone is, whether or not I'm like brave enough to go up to them and say hi. But this is not the case here at NFT Brazil. Everyone is so welcoming. I did not anticipate people like recognizing me or Nouns on the ground or Sheffo, and immediately people kind of recognized who we were within the Nouns community. And throughout the entire day today, people were coming up to us and saying hi. And if you were one of those people and we got to see you, like, hi again, it was so incredible. Thank you guys for doing that. And thank you guys for being the kind of people that are just outright kind of very cool. This is the skateboard wall with Bob Burnquist's skateboards that he has made himself. He was there. He spoke today at noon. We got to chat with him a little bit and meet him, but I think we're going to get even more time with him tomorrow, hopefully, where we can actually have a conversation and really talk about things. He was a little bit busy today, but the cutest thing ever was the kids coming up to him, taking a photo, and then literally squealing when they like came away, like, oh my God, I like my Bob request. And like, I actually honestly felt the same way. Like, that is how I felt when I think you like caught that on camera. I like said hi to him. I'm like, okay, we'll talk to you later. And then he leaves, and I like look at the camera, like, oh my God, that was a freaking Bob request.
He was chill.
So exciting. Oh, here's all these other things I was doing today. Oh, so then we had like a break. We came back to where we're staying before a couple of the talks. Sheffo actually was in a Twitter space. How did that Twitter space go?
It was great. It was all about usage of treasuries, and it was put on by the community leader of Doodles, Chef Tony, a friend of ours who we've run into a few times. We saw them in South by.
Yep.
And Josh Fisher was on there. We very much talked about Nouns and, you know.
And communities.
Well, Doodles has a community treasury. And
Okay.
I'm not sure how much is in it. I think they said 5 million or something. And they're figuring out pretty much like what type of dynamics could work for, you know, things to try. And, you know, we were just giving, you know, examples of things that have happened in the Nouns, and we talked a lot about the Prop House. It was a really great chat. It was really good, for sure. I like the Doodle community. I think that they are positive and nice people. I think that it's also interesting how they are, you know, kind of a mixture of VC and things like this. So that was for me a cool part of the day. A little bit of a break from the event, but yeah.
It was a good space. I sat in there the whole space. Great guests, great interviewers, great hosts. I really enjoyed hearing about how people were approaching their treasuries and their communities and their DAOs and talking about all of that. And of course, it is always a good time when you get to hear and see Joshua Fisher in a space. It's been a long time since we've seen him IRL. We miss you, Josh, and it was awesome to hear your voice today too. Shout out Shark
I got to learn a little
DAO.
bit more about Shark DAO. That was cool for me. I need to like always learn more about the sub communities, and yeah, hearing it from one of the OG Sharks was really cool, and kind of hearing the story about how Shark DAO interfaced with Nouns within the first, 50 Nouns was spectacular.
So cool. And like while my phone was in the space, I was like on my computer trying to do stuff. And like by trying to do stuff, it's what you actually see on the screen right now. So Gremplin has this app called Gremplin.app. And so I was literally like making these little creatures during the entire space.
Did he just put this out?
He did put it out. So if you go to Gremplin.app, it's this like art page, it's literally just gives you a random sort of base. And then you have this option of like 3 little lumps you can make on your guy. And then you can like dot eyes, and then the eyes float around the screen. And then you can like doodle, right? So I know this sounds crazy, but like actually I was like, why am I so good at this? Because like to get that eye in the middle of the screen of the little monster, like took a little time with my little doodle. So I was doodling, I was doing my little gremlin dudes while you were in the space. So that was really fun. That's why you're seeing these like random drawings in between my NFT Brazil photos. Like this brilliant piece of art right here, you know. Lumps. Okay, here's me replying to everybody. Okay, so then we go back to the festival, back to NFT Brazil, just in time to catch Vlad on stage. We love Vlad, NounsDAO, and JP. These are individuals, just to give you guys like a little.
Invest. Shout out.
Yeah, Step Invest. I'll get to his photo next, but these are individuals that we have been talking to for like a year online. And the really, really cool thing about these events is actually getting to connect to people IRL that you've been having massive conversations with digitally for a long time. JP has been sort of physically doxxed, just like how we are for a long time. So I always knew what he looked like. And then we did get the chance to meet Vlad at ETH Denver. On my YouTube, actually, you will see an interview with Vlad and Brett Pinpusher at ETH Denver at the event that they were throwing. So it was really, really great to connect with Vlad again. He did incredible. Look at this picture. I put like, is there anything gnarlier than bringing your actual skateboard on stage with you during your talk? He always has it.
Like I try and like he'll get off stage and I'll be like, hey, wait, I'm gonna film you, and he jumps on his skateboard.
It makes sense that
it was gone.
He's a professional skateboarder.
Yeah.
Like this is so cool. These are the amazing humans that we're surrounded by because of Nouns and because of NARS. So shout out Gammy, shout out That's Gnarly, shout out Vlad. Your guys' speeches were amazing. Then we got to meet, you guys will not even freaking believe this, Alestradora.
Unbelievable.
Alestradora has been making art in the Nouns ecosystem for as long as I can remember. It's really cute. She like gives the Nouns character. It's some of the art that I really, really appreciate in the ecosystem, and she is just as sweet and kind in person as you could ever imagine when you're communicating with her online. And so she actually got like a small grants funding to do Nanish tattoos. And so I think, can you see that? Yeah, we got tattoos, guys. These are temps. Don't be afraid.
Our buddy.
This could be real.
Our buddy.
One day.
I tricked someone with it. I didn't even mean to, but I just put it on Twitter and someone wrote, sick.
Yeah.
Nouns
permanent nounishness.
Nouns are in your blood.
Yes.
And I was like, well, it's a temp, but.
Also in this
I
photo.
actually think that's a pretty cool, like, I would even consider getting that tattoo.
I would too.
You would? You don't have any.
I think like maybe if I got like bigger ones right here so you could like do this kind of thing. It's so cute. I know I have no tattoos. Of course my first tattoo would be a Nouns tattoo. If I wasn't so scared of getting one. But the cool thing about this photo that I posted is that like the person in the white shirt, that is Akva. So Akva is another individual in the Nouns community that we see out in the world. We have seen him multiple times now. London, Paris, now Brazil. Like he is incredible. He proliferates Nouns. He's super kind. He's hilarious. Wildman Akva, we love him. Wherever he is, the party is.
We always call him Wildman.
Yeah, just because he's just like hilarious and like so good. He came actually in during JP's talk, and we all saw him come in and like kind of rushed over to him and got to do our hugs. They pulled him up on stage and he got to talk too. That's great. I have a photo, I believe, that I have not posted of the 3 of them, but we will see the JP photo.
They had like a good amount of people listening and actively listening. You could tell that there was people who it was their first time hearing about Nouns, maybe hearing about DAO. They did a really good thing of showing examples of projects and having different like ETH price points of those projects to kind of drive that point home to people that yes, there's
here's that photo. Look at these guys. Look at them.
They did great.
Hugs on stage during a NounsDAO talk, wearing noggles from Big Shot Toy Works, shout out Big Shot, and PJs from Nouns Factory, which is actually a new company that Alestradora has started. That's these amazing PJs. Yes. These are our friends, DB Invest and JP. Sweetest people ever.
all
Most
day
comfortable
long.
guys in the building.
Just wearing those sweatpants.
Another shout out. I feel like I kind of posted these photos out of order, but I feel like it's going to give you guys a really good gauge about how amazing day one was. This is our other friend, Web3 Bigas. We had last seen him in London, so a while ago, and I was just like walking back to where everybody was sitting outside, and he's like, Optoshi? And it was so cool to connect with him again and find out that he actually was one of the people running the event. And I'm like, oh my God. First of all, thank you. This event is incredible. Second of all, thank you guys for having me. I do get to have a talk tomorrow at 4:30, and drum roll please. Shevo is also going to be there for the talk, so we're so excited. It's basically going to probably be exactly like the live stream, but in person. We get a whole 30 minutes on the main stage. We are so freaking excited. I'm just going to sort of run through these photos so I can just get back to us on the screen here. We, first of all, 3 eyes. Was it 3 eyes? Wait, hold on. Wait. I will go to my Twitter, but this is also like the 5 Oceans sailor flag was heavily proliferated at this event, which was so cool. Shout out 5 Oceans. He has a prop live right now for Nouns Computers. I do want to just quickly bring attention to this video of this like AR experience that was happening with Nouns as well, this like Nouns metaverse, and just to sort of go over this story. I'm just going to bring it back to you and me, Shefo, just the two of us on screen. I do have to shout out NFT Brazil and all of the effort that they put forward, because as we know from the last couple live streams, NFT Brazil did have a prop up on Nouns and it did not pass. You know, for whatever reason, okay? It's okay, holders, whatever you did or why you voted, no problem. But I just need to make a very clear statement that the Brazilian community, NFT Brazil, NounsDAO Brazil, like, you guys, these are like the kindest, hardest working, best proliferators I have seen in the Nouns ecosystem. And I really hope that from the things that we can provide and this commentary and these photos and the media of what's actually happening at this event, I really hope that the Nouns community can realize like how amazing this group of people are and how Nounish they are. And as much as their proposal did not pass, there are so many Nouns things at this event. There were Nouns talks. There's this Nouns metaverse that was happening. There's Nouns on all the art displayed everywhere. There's literally like huge walls with like the electronic art everywhere with Nouns on it. Like, Shevo, you got to back me up.
Not to mention beer.
I know, the public of beer. Can you guys see this?
Just tell me when, Toshi.
Well, we will do a beer review. Maybe we do this now.
Just tell me when.
Shout out Seva. You may remember Seva from when we did the live streaming of the Enter the Downiverse contest. He was the video we watched. It was fully in Portuguese. And he was explaining Nouns in Portuguese. He was wearing the noggles. Maybe later I can clip in like a visual of that as we go through. But he has done this thing recently where he launched Public Good IPA, a Nounish beer, okay? Which has been shouted out by founders of the DAO. We all think this is really cool. On this beer can alone, I didn't even catch this. There's MFers.
Yep.
There's cryptos. There's crypto dick butts.
Yep.
Oh my God. There's moonbirds.
Umas. That's an Uma, right?
Oh my God, that's an Uma. You guys, is that a bony too? That like.
There's a moonbird.
Yes. Basically.
What is that? A tiny dino climbing? I think there's a tiny dino.
Dude, there's shout outs to like all these amazing NFT companies. Public Good IPA. Do you want to just like crack one? Are we both gonna crack this? Should we do this together?
No. We'll I'll pour you a glass. I have you a glass over.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
let's crack this. Let's do a beer review.
Let's do official beer review.
Yeah, we like beer. I like IPAs.
Courtesy
I'm a cool lady.
Courtesy of Shefo and Optoshi.
I'm a cool lady that likes IPAs.
I do like beer.
Do you like IPAs?
I love IPAs. I've spent over a decade in Asheville, and it's considered one of the beer capitals of America. I've drank quite a few IPAs. So here we go. It's not quite as cold as it could be.
It's warm.
We were just kind of giving.
It's not cold at all.
It's not cold at all, but warm beer.
We'll drink it like a European, right?
And actually, you can get a lot of great flavors that way. So here we go. First of all, the can is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. I feel like
it
it's
says
wrong to crack it.
So it says Narcos here. I think this is a type of yeast or something. I need to research that a little bit more. It's on their website. There's some really cool stuff on their website. And I'm also super proud because Food Nouns funded sending some of these to influencers.
Ooh.
Yeah. So here
Just
we
while
go.
you crack that.
Really great can. It's actually got this like nice soft feel to the can. Which
Dude, this is actually like a legitimate beverage sponsor right now.
Hopefully,
we were given these.
Public Good, our first official beverage sponsor.
Oh!
All right, here we go, Toshi.
Okay. Ooh, give me that ASMR, that beer cracking. I love that.
All right. So I learned this a little while ago, but you really have to pour a beer.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. Yes. Me and Sheva are psychos about this. People would be like, "What are you doing?"
Don't think I'm crazy. Please.
But you have to do that because if you don't pour it like a crazy person with all the foam, that foam just builds up in your stomach, and that's what is going to give you that bad stomach feeling when you're drinking beer, that full feeling. If you do what we're doing right now and you just pour it like a crazy person and you get all that foam up in there, let it settle down, you do not get that full beer feeling.
You don't get the
beer. That is literally a beer hack. Just for you guys, take it if you want, but pour your beer like a crazy person.
Give that a second.
Well, yeah, then you have to let this go down, and then those bubbles aren't made in your stomach.
Gorgeous color. Truly a golden
Smells
color.
like an IPA. Very hoppy.
Those nice, I'm
Give it a
sure
shake.
I'll get it wrong with the hops, but it does have that citrusy pine kind of heavy hopness. It's not as like a double hop.
Do you know the other trick of you?
Yes.
Just give it a little stir.
So really great. Definitely good action in the can.
Golden. Oh, you're going in?
It's just.
It's nice. That's
it's
not
a
heavy.
Really great IPA. It's not heavy. And it's also one thing that I really like about it. It's not cloyingly sweet. A lot of IPAs are overly malted. And this is just really nice.
Yeah, it's like a light. It's like a.
It's refreshing for an IPA. I don't know what the alcohol percentage is. I think I saw it was 6%. So again, not
6.
Not crazy on the alcohol scale, which is a nice thing. I think anything in the 7 ranges and up gets a little bit winey. So really refreshing. Definitely could drink.
8 of those. Just kidding.
I would say you could drink 3 of them or something like this.
That is good, dude. I also shot this
really
impromptu ad for them. I'm just gonna look at this. Do good in the world. Public Good IPA. Okay.
I like too that it's just I like that it's an approachable beer. It's like a CC0 concept of flavor.
No, it literally. You know how sometimes IPAs leave you with that really wild aftertaste where you're just I'm
or
strong.
Just
I can get through this.
Cool enough to even drink that.
Yes.
And,
I know that is the exact feeling that IPAs give you, where you're just I can get through this, you're I can't get through this, but you're not saying that out loud.
Looking around, you're
this is good.
Enough? No, this is.
I can
really
get
good.
through this. This is and not even am I getting through it. I'm enjoying it the whole time it's happening. Let's see.
So my understanding is that this is made in Brazil, in south of us, where we are now, so southern Brazil, by Fabio Seiva, who is in Portugal.
That is good, dude.
As we speak, but
shout out Seiva.
Really great job.
Wow.
Impressive.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
They have really cool packaging too. It comes in this iced thing, so they can ship it. I think currently it's not available to be shipped out of Brazil, and so
Okay.
I think that might be something in the future. But I think that's also something that is designed to be solved through CC0, where the recipes of the beer and different assets of the beer are available. So, someone in America or Asia, Europe, could take the recipe and literally make as close to this beer as possible without having to start from scratch. And in the beer world, you'd be surprised. Beers are very similar, but just the slightest changes and nuances to the way that it's made really does change the flavor.
Well, I mean, I honestly, like, earlier when I was like, I'm cool, I could drink IPAs, like, honestly, I think I'm cool, and I was gonna just like get through it if I felt like it was super strong. Like, this is not an overwhelming IPA.
I could see you like
I love
putting
this.
a smile on and being like, "Ooh, I love." But I can tell that you actually like this because you don't actually like IPAs a lot. Like,
whoa, don't throw me into the bus like that.
well, what beer would you choose for if you could only have one beer? Not like a brand, but what style beer would you choose?
Yeah,
if you could only have
the mango one.
Yeah, there you go.
The fruity mango one. But like, honestly, I would order this. Like, this is so good. It's actually like, it's not even strong enough. Like, you could have this like with lunch.
At a party too.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
So how could we pair this with food? This could pair with a lot of different food.
I was gonna say like a lunch. Like, it could go with the salad. It could go with the sandwich. It could go with like just by itself.
That's a sandwich beer. That's a hamburger.
This is a burger beer. Yeah.
Beer.
It's so good, you guys. Like, I wish like I could like
chips and dip.
Show you guys
how
good this was through the camera. The really cool thing about what you said about how it could be at a party, it will be at a party. So immediately after this podcast, I believe in about 15 minutes, there's an after party for day one starting at the exact same event space. There's going to be live music and there's going to be a lot of public good IPA. And so it's good that we got to have this little taste test because I will be definitely running around the after party, probably walking up to people like exactly like this. Like, have you guys tried it?
I actually like that it's warm. Why do I like that it's warm?
Because you're probably like a European at heart. I know we like don't know what you are, and we like eventually want to find that out. But like, you look straight up Spanish or something. I have no idea.
I think I'm gonna shave.
I don't think like any person who wasn't European could like grow a mustache like that.
Shut up.
It's giving Jack Sparrow meets Orlando Bloom. Okay. It's a combination of both of those characters.
I don't know. I think it's getting borderline Jackass. I'm gonna deal with it.
I will be a public good IPA brand ambassador.
More beer tastings on the podcast.
Yeah, this is great. I'm gonna immediately, like, before we go to the after party, I'm gonna clip this, and so we can like, you know, like, we want people to talk about this. It is so. It's one of the great part about Nouns is that they're over here with an NFT, but then they're over here like funding coffee and funding a public good IPA beer. Like, they do cool shit, you guys, and like such different stuff all the time that it's a privilege and an honor to have a platform to be able to shout out all these different Nouns projects. So again, of course, without me getting too emotional about it, like, thank you so much, Nouns, for letting us do this. But truly, thank you, Public Good IPA, for giving us these 2 cans. Like, right when we left, JP actually was like, here, like, from Seva, like, have the Public Good IPA, like, before it goes out to the party tonight. And so, truly, before anyone had it tonight, we got to have it. I feel so lucky and grateful. 10 out of 10, delicious, not too overwhelming and powerful.
I'm not even going to BS you on this one, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I was actually willing to give it, like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, that's how I honestly it felt. Like, on the car ride back here, I was like, you know what, I'm going to be honest about this. And that is literally a 10 out of 10 beer. Like,
I agree.
That is a world-class beer. It'll be really interesting.
It's good, and the packaging is so good, you guys. Are you freaking kidding me?
Top.
Wow. I mean, the fact that there is a crypto just right up front, just like sitting in his little swampy goodness, is all I need to see to know that that's something I'm going to like. Those doodles I was making earlier while Shevo was being serious in his space, that's Gremlin. And like, this little toad here is also Gremlin's art. So shout out Gremlin. We've obviously just had you on our mind all day long. And I think it was because we were eventually going to lead up to this moment where we got to taste the Public Good IPA beer with you guys on the live stream. Wow, that is so good. If you guys see me we don't have a water sponsor today. We were like so late and like just ran and like sat down, like threw on the headphones, and I'm like, I'm going live. And so I don't have any water near me. So this is my way that I'm going to hydrate during this live stream. It's not like the first time we've had alcohol on the stream. We had wine and con. Oh, so scary and so bad. But I'm not necessarily like promoting that kind of stuff all the time. And, you know, me and Shefo, like, drink water on stream, and we kind of joke around about that too. But you guys know, like, we're not like heavy drinkers on stream and stuff, and
We're not
it is,
heavy drinkers on stream. No, folks. We're not heavy drinkers.
we're not heavy drinkers.
On
But I meant like
or
on
off
stream. I'm
But
trying to give you a
Toshi
point of reference.
seems like maybe we have to have like a drinking stream and just let it get crazy. We'll definitely bring Aqua on that one.
Yeah. I do have like an interview, like an hour-long interview with Akpo where we both drink wine the whole time that we haven't released yet. Like, I really want to release it,
Yeah,
but
it's good.
we'll get to all that. But that is so good. Like, even now, like,
Yeah, like I don't even have that weird aftertaste.
yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, IPAs give you like this, this like overwhelming like
Yeah.
thing on your palate, like
Yeah.
afterwards, where it's like, okay, I just like stuck my tongue in a batch of hops, like,
Yeah.
and you're just like getting through it. And like, that's
Well,
the
it's
part where you're like, I'm
sugars,
cool.
Too. That's the sugars that kind of like stick to everything, but it's very refreshing.
Dude, no one does it like Brazil. And I really mean this as like an overall like arching thing. Like, while we were waiting for our Ubers and they were all canceling on us because it was, I guess, like rush hour time while we were trying to get here, the thing that me and Chevo kept like saying to each other was, you know, are Brazilians like the happiest people on the planet? Like, every single person there was so nice. The fact that you can have an environment like that where people are giving talks and there's art and all these things are happening. There's a lot of teenagers there. There was a lot of teens. Like, they were coming there to hang out with each other, to hang out in this atmosphere with art. They were doing the AR experiences together. They were running around taking photos of each other and like having a good time. Like, there was like these food trucks there. People were just eating burgers. Like, everyone was happy. I didn't hear like or see one drama, anything, like no sadness, no madness. No one was obnoxious or loud.
Well,
like,
one thing that's interesting.
it was
too is,
wild.
like, a lot of times you'll get the too cool for school. You know, you'll get this. You'll get the
Yeah, the LA vibe. That's what I was talking about.
and it's like
Or not even that. You don't even get that. You get the like
you
where
get-
people aren't looking at you and you're like,
you'll
hello?
get some of that, but like here you look around and people are literally like
look at you and they smile.
smiling.
Every single person you make eye
at you.
contact with smiles and like literally waves.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you. Like, I was returning my headphones. You know those like awesome headphones
Yeah.
that you get for the speakers? And like, I thought I heard someone say like Toshi. They were probably just saying something in Portuguese that sounded like Toshi. And like, I turned around like, and I was like, hi. And like waved like this to the guy behind me.
Wow.
And he was just like, hey.
Wow.
And like, but that's what I'm saying. Even though like he wasn't talking to me, like,
Genuine right there.
dude, anywhere else in the world, the person would be
It's
like,
rubbed off on you.
what is happening to you? Or like, who are you? Like, stop
Yeah.
talking to me. But like here, people were like, hi, and like said it back to you and waved. And I was just like, oh my God, sorry that I'm like such a dork. And I thought you were talking to me. But like literally, you guys, like on the pod, on live stream, I will probably find the clip somewhere. But I often talk about like Aussies being my favorite people ever. And like, they're so happy and so fun and like hilarious and stuff. Like, Aussies, you better watch out because the Brazilians are coming for your spot. They're coming so fast to you take away the number one, my favorite people in the world spot from the Aussies. I mean, they're so nice and so fun and happy. We were all laughing. Like, like any instance where I like felt a little tired or like sort of didn't want to go out to dinner last night, or even like on the way to the conference, you know, like I'm always excited, but I always have these like moments of like right before I'm going to be like very extroverted and very like out there talking to people where I get kind of like tired. And I think it's probably because I'm like conserving energy before I kind of just go out and talk to everybody, but immediately disappears when you're around everybody. It is such a welcoming environment. It was so Nounish. I cannot say enough how proud I am of the NFT Brazil team. And I think that like, although like I don't have children of my own, you know, I do know that like you can almost see like what a society is like by like the reflection of the youth in the society and these teenagers that were all over, like thousands of teens, you guys at this conference, like they were all so happy and with each other and holding each other's hands and taking pictures in front of the art and meeting Bob Bergquist and like screaming and squealing and being so excited. And like, we're so happy to the point where I'm going to the bathroom and stuff too. Like everyone's like nice. People are like holding stalls open for each other, like doors open for each other. Like people are bumping into each other. There was like 0% rudeness in anything happening
Yeah.
in the environment. And for me, that is actually this like little microscopic look into what this entire city kind of is like, which is just nice. And I know that might sound so strange to keep like harping on, but when you
It's
don't
real.
see that
It's
often,
powerful.
yeah, like in the world,
Yeah.
it's noticeable.
Yeah. It's
Brazilians,
It's
I love you.
It's a joy.
It's
you
a
know?
joy.
And if you look
Yes.
at, I think maybe we'll talk about it, but like, if you look at some of the comments and things coming through the Nouniversary right now.
Oh,
you
which
know,
I'm gonna also point out. I was gonna actually do that tweet next.
yeah, you know, there were strategic decisions made on day one in regard to like what kind of art is going to give what kind of emotion.
Well, so let's back it up.
and-
So for anyone that's confused about that, let me actually just pull up this tweet. So I found this organically, and I think I was like the 20th member to join. But what I'm going to show you right now, let me get out of this amazing public good IPA ad that I have up here.
Can you go to your main screen?
And I'm going to, oh, yes. Oh, do you need a second? Okay, well, I'm just going to hang out on the main screen. And I'll just explain this to you guys momentarily while Shefo
I thought I heard the doorbell.
takes a break. No, that's not the doorbell.
What was it?
There's some weird elevator sound that does that. Shefo just got up to answer the door and no one's there. Okay.
I'm trying to be a good host. Just being a good neighbor.
There's this like little ding that happens. No, I noticed it earlier. It's okay. Just trying to be a good host. We're kind of close to the elevator with where we're staying, and it makes this like song every time someone does something. It's a ding. I don't know what the ding's for. I haven't quite figured it out, but what I did figure out is it's not for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
sorry about that.
you're so polite and so nice. Okay, window capture. Here we go. Okay, so it's hard to see with the chat there, but this is Punk4156, one of the original founders of Nouns, posted this tweet the other day, and I saw it and I was like, what is this? Why is this a new Discord link? Because you may or may not know, but the NounsDAO had a Discord where everyone was able to talk within the community, and then they shut it down. Last Halloween, they had this moment where they were like, a couple weeks before, they're like, you know what? This is not what it's about. This is maybe too centralized. We want to be as decentralized as possible. And not only do we want that, we want to actually set the tone and like this like guidance example for other communities of what that would mean. And essentially a decentralized community means there's not a central watering hole. And so from them shutting down that Discord, other communities within Nouns and all the little niche groups that used to hang out with each other created their own Discords. And so it did create like a sort of sense of other groups kind of developing and getting to form on their own. But it did also, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was really sad because I loved the Nouns Discord and it was kind of cool to connect with everybody in there. So I see this tweet. One of the special things about NounsDAO is that it was built entirely in a Discord server, which means that the history of the project from conception to launch was documented in its entirety, which is so cool. Building in public, you guys. Shout out Public Good IPA. I mean, that's why it's called that. Until now, only Nounders have had access to this history. Oh my God. So only the founders, the 9 founders. And then there's this Discord link, right? The tweet thread continues. On the eve of the second Nouniversary, which is going to be the Nouns birthday, which happens on August 8th. We celebrated the last birthday with them last August. It's coming up. It's coming up real fast. We invite you to join us in the Nouniversary Discord. We're starting tomorrow, which was today. This just happened a couple hours ago. The original Nounders Discord will start playing back in real time, running from conception to launch of the project. I don't even know how they did this, but I went ahead and clicked on that Discord link. I joined. It said I was like the 20th member. It was so cool to see sort of like old school like Nouns people kind of popping in there one at a time and saying hey to each other. I hadn't actually seen or communicated with a lot of the Nouns people, like OGs, since I guess the old Discord was disbanded. So I clicked on that, and I'm not going to be able to, I'm just going to go back to you and me, Shefo. I'm not going to be able to pull that Discord up because I'm not screen sharing my Discord. But if you go ahead and find that tweet from Punk4156 with the Discord link, go in there. There's 3 channels happening right now. There is a chat, There is a Nouniversary channel where people are encouraged to make noun head art. So all the nouns art that you see.
NounsDAO? That channel?
That is a good question.
I think the server is.
I'm so sorry.
Called Nouniversary.
You're right. You're right. Thank you so much. Okay. Yes. Now, so chat, there's NounsDAO. Last anniversary that the Nouns had, they voted in 8 new Nouns heads and accessories and stuff that happened. So there's a new channel there, and like how you submitted to be entered into that contest before was you had to submit it in the NounsDAO channel. So there's a new NounsDAO channel, which means, oh my gosh, are they gonna like accept new noun heads? We don't know, but everyone's starting to submit new art in there. Super exciting. But now there is a general channel, okay, where in real time, from the inception of Nouns, of like what the original Nounsers were saying was gonna happen, like the original conversations where they're literally talking about like, should it be pixel art? Like, it's out of control, you guys. Like, if you are into the Nouns at all and want to see the inception of the project, like minute by minute, like in the exact order that it happened, which was apparently from June 2nd of 2021 up until August 8th, 2021, you gotta join this Discord, because like everyone's basically like the general channel, you cannot talk in it. It's just kind of like every single time like a message popped up from like June 2nd, 6 p.m. at Punk 4156 talking about like, should it be pixel art? It pops up there in real time. And so now this Discord is there and is like bringing like such nostalgia and like these amazing things, like these conversations that these founders of the DAO were having. Literally one of the messages on the Uber over, I like finally have my Discord on my phone. I was like looking at them, and Punk 4156 was saying something like, wouldn't it be cool, like, you know, to have the PFP be a kind of like this silly little character that's pixelated and it was recognizable from a distance. He's like I'm imagining a DAO that has millions, but we're all silly potatoes. And like, that is exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. This $54 million that is sitting in this treasury right now is that's all being voted on by a bunch of silly potatoes and a bunch of silly little calendar heads and a bunch of little hearts with noggles that you can't see, and a bunch of little shower heads and a bunch of little frogs and toads, and like it really did happen. And so it was
a really smart decision.
It's so
if
cool.
You think about it, like the art could have been anything, right? And
the art could have been anything.
It could have been literally anything, and that's scary to think. Like, I mean, it's just so cool how.
I don't know if you saw like an original like sort of doodle, but someone was like, "Did Punk 4156 start VFriends?" Because it was like this original like drawing doodle. Mm-hmm. So cool. So if you want to follow along with that and see how that all went down, and if you're interested in nouns, whether or not you found that interest from our live stream, or if you're already a nounish person, I highly recommend going into the Discord, because like as this general channel is happening in real time of this like conversation that was happening basically 2 years ago, everybody's in the chat channel kind of commenting on these like new comments that kind of come in, even to the point where I saw Cardno kind of be like, who's E-Boy? And E-Boy was like one of the original 9 founders and was an artist pre-Nouns. Five Oceans was in there saying like, I collected art from E-Boy before, and was like showing pictures. Like, so everyone's kind of like going along on this journey with the nouns and the nounders. And to be honest, like as much as like in a decentralized community, we want to say, well, we don't need a leader. Like we can do this all together as a community. Seeing the leaders like come together like this in this moment is the most refreshing, exciting, like happy thing to be happening right now.
It's kind of nice as well that it's not like about funding anyone, mm-hmm. or, you know, talking about a certain project or whatever. Like there's no like, you don't have to like put your nouns hat on and like critique and, you know, think about it like that, which is all like super great, fun stuff to do, but it is more serious. Like when you're, you know, literally going to make a decision that will affect someone's personal life, like it's just nice that there's a, you know,
it's nostalgic.
It's just based on history.
And it's sweet. And we basically get this next 2 months of kind of watching these original conversations that launched this project that has 2 years later, launched
I'm
our
going-
project.
I'm going hard on the art. I'm going into the NounsDAO. I already put one thing in there. I think I had one of the first ones. I made
Dude,
a
can you
little
tell everybody?
champagne glass.
Can you tell everybody who has never submitted Nouns art before, like what program are you
Yeah.
using and how can they do that?
Yes, it is right here on my computer.
Yeah, look it up.
I have it. Studio.noundry.wtf.
Studio.noundry, and that's NOUNDRY
Yep.
.WTF. It's basically going to pull up a little art screen for you where you can like have the sizing of the Nouns head and go to town.
You can choose which part you want to work on. So you can work on the body, the accessory, the head, the glasses, the background, and you can like turn ones on and off, and they have this little thing over here so you can see your progress. But really, it's quite amazing. And then there's like kind of like these very familiar, almost like Photoshop kind of tools, but they're just really like stripped down, super utilitarian, just the ones that you need. And then at the end of it, you can export it and save it. There's a couple other things that you can do as well, but you can even...
Let me see if I can pull that up.
You can increase the size, you can decrease the size, but for me, it's one of the most well-built user interfaces, like in general, that I've seen, and definitely within Nouns, and it's, I don't know, it's just
This is it, guys.
It's super fun to use. Like,
Noundry Studio.
It's way easier than trying to do pixel art in other programs.
Okay, so yes. So let's say, so I clicked on Noggles. Maybe if I want to mess with that. Maybe I want to mess with the head.
What are you going to make of it?
Okay, well, I'm not going to make anything. I'm going to show people because I'm not going to give away my juicy secrets.
Yeah, darn.
Okay, I'm literally going to submit art for this. You can click the accessory, you can click the body.
There's an eraser, which is really cool.
Yep.
There's the pencil. You can choose the different sizes of your pencil.
You can go back if you don't like what you just did.
There's actually a circle tool, so it like will pull a circle or a sphere and do it in pixels, which is actually quite difficult when you're doing pixel art to like make spheres and circles and get them symmetrical. So it is rather spectacular as a tool. I forget who designed this. I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but yeah, the builder who built this.
Thing on its head.
I'm almost positive that they built this.
I want to say, isn't it 99? 99?
I don't think so, but they built this without receiving funding, I believe. And then I think they might have gone for retro, but I don't think that this was like a funded prop.
This little crucifix fox right there, or a wolf. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just messing around, guys. I'm just messing around.
Yeah, it's fun like that.
Give him some tentacles.
A fox with tentacles?
I don't know, you guys. I'm not necessarily an artist. You saw my gremlin art, okay? I just wanted to show you guys what is possible because
I like your gremlin art better.
Thanks. I was nearly gonna like actually just like Photoshop like that head like onto a Nouns body and like post it, but I also don't want to like immediately annoy people because I just joined this Discord. But it's probably gonna happen. But the really cool part about this is that the last 8 things that were added to Nouns on the last anniversary, there's a really big reward given out from the Treasury for the artist of that, and everyone's kind of being like, "Oh, well, what's it gonna be like this year?" So. Reward or not, I highly encourage you guys to submit art. I will be submitting art. I'm not going to tell you guys my little secrets. I got to think of something like original. It's so hard because like you would think of like, okay, well, what's a noun that I could do? And you're like, a crab already exists. You're like, a car already exists. Like there's so many noun heads already. Again, if you want to find out the heads, go to nouns.wtf, click on the little menu button, and there's a playground feature. Or you can go to nouns.center and click on the heads accessory and see all the different heads that already exist. And maybe, just maybe, you have a unique one that has not been thought of yet or has not been tried. The other thing you're gonna maybe probably have to do is like see, oh God, there is a website of all the last submissions. There was like hundreds of submissions for the last head. So like things that I distinctly remember were like watering can. Like I loved the watering can one. I cannot remember who did that. But shout out to Madrovsky for doing like the index card head That was like one of the ones added. Couch head was added. The grease accessory on the Nouns shirt was added. A lot of really, really great art has been added, but I really, again, it's pixel art, you guys. Like, you could imagine anything and then pixelate it and submit it.
It's a lot harder than you think.
I know, it's a lot harder than I think, but there were a lot of original food noun heads that you actually made, right, Shefo?
I created 35 new heads for food nouns, and then,
Including Spam Musubi, my favorite.
yeah, man, I should submit that one. That is like a good one, but
You should.
we'll make some fresh ones. You know, food nouns. We had.
Are you going to keep to the theme of food for your submissions, or
I
what?
think that I will, because I would be honestly very proud of that if one won. We still have it.
I have an idea for you. I don't think I should say it live.
Say it.
Okay, well, first of all, the photo of you and JP. Oh, I didn't post it yet. Okay. JP actually gave Shefo a signed food noun, a big chef hat, but there is a chef hat that's a little smaller that's a noun right now, but imagine like the big long one.
That's called a toque.
Make a toque. I think that would be a really cool one, actually. Maybe even has like the F on it. I don't know. Just a thought. You can literally submit anything. If you end up submitting it, don't forget to go to that tweet, join the Discord, submit it to the Noundry. Just download whatever you did from studio.noundry.wtf. Put your art there. Someone's going to appreciate it. I'll appreciate it. If I see anyone who's watched this stream or watched a clip of this stream submit art, I will be liking and putting emojis on your art. So just let me know, shout me out, tag me if you do anything. This is, for me, necessary and was so needed right now in this moment where crypto Twitter has been kind of crazy. I know we signed off yesterday from our live stream, kind of just reminding everybody to remind themselves why they got into this community, to keep the positivity going. And this couldn't have come at a better time. It is so cool to be back in a sort of Nouns Discord and seeing all the original founders in there communicating with each other, seeing what their OG messages were to each other 2 years ago to actually start this project, and again, seeing a place where new Nouns art is being submitted. I honestly am just freaking excited about it. So we have been having, obviously, a very good day with coming to day one on NFT Brazil, but being able to finally communicate again in a Discord with the Nouns, which is so awesome, and getting to try for the first time Public Good IPA.
Man, what a great beer. What a great freaking beer.
What a great beer. We basically together also have decided, we do know that these streams are longer. We will be providing shorter clips of these streams of these different little segments that we talk about and releasing those as separate videos. I do love the longer form live stream, but I also am very aware that it's not for everybody. So we will be doing that. But on specifically event days where we are at an event or we're right in the middle of an event, these streams will be shorter. They will not be 2 hours. We're probably coming a little bit close to the end of this stream right now because, again, as soon as this stream ends, we will be going back to the event, and then we have a whole nother day tomorrow. I do also need to figure out, Shefo, what are your thoughts on for tomorrow's stream? Should it be earlier since our talk is at 4:30, or should it be later? Because I was kind of thinking earlier, maybe. Okay, so maybe we'll actually be coming to you guys tomorrow morning from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I'm thinking anywhere from 9 a.m., 10 a.m. our time. I know that's a little early for our West Coast time. Our East Coast people are only 1 hour behind us. West Coast is 4 hours behind us. And shout out to my family in Hawaii. I'm sorry, that is a whole 7 hours behind us, but I know you guys will be able to enjoy the stream either way because it is there on our channel. Whether or not you get to be with us live, just a reminder, if you are with us live, whether that's on TikTok not TikTok. I've had to really rethink this TikTok thing, and I will continue to rethink it because I love TikTok and need to find a better way to do this. But whether it's on Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can always watch these videos back. We will be making that process easier for you guys and sort of reminding you guys when that can happen shortly. But if you do like these streams and like hanging out with us live, don't forget to subscribe to YouTube, because the second we push that live button It's going to send you a notification that we are
They
live.
should subscribe anywhere, even if they're not going to watch it live.
Yeah, just subscribe.
Yeah.
Just subscribe. Wait, I have to like actually check because I've been getting very excited because you know how excited I get, guys, when I have one new subscriber. I think honestly, let's see, 158. We are at 158 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea what this means to me. You might, because I talk about it a lot, but me and Sheffo are so grateful that you guys are here and taking in this content. We got to meet a couple people live at NFT Brazil that, oh my gosh, Ronnie, we got to meet live, one of our OGs who's always up in the chat. I think he's not in here right now because he's actually at the conference. We will be seeing him again once we end this live stream. He's always here and always commenting, and getting to see him live was so cool. And like, if we are ever in your city or at an event near you, please reach out to me. Please let me know so we know that we can actually meet up. Me and Sheffo are exactly the same in person as we are on the stream. We're very easy to talk to. We're very excited about this entire industry, and we really do take our time with everybody, and we do love conversation. Also, it's kind of just like me and Sheffo 24/7 hanging out with each other. So any new person and friend that we actually get to meet, no offense, Sheffo. I love it. I do love our life. But truly, any new person that we get to meet, it's a privilege for us. And we feel very grateful to be in a position where that's even possible.
Oh, every single time I'm meeting new people, I know that
it's special.
It's special, and it's a gift that's been given to us.
So thank you guys, and continue to bug us, shout at us in person. Do not be like the people at an LA club and just pretend like you guys don't know us. Like,
no, don't do that.
Please come up to us. We will always be excited to see you. And you know, just as excited as we are to be able to provide some of this news and insight into the industry and insight to our personal lives and travel here on the stream. So
I'm really excited for the content that I shot, at the event.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. So okay, I just want to this is good for maybe our talk tomorrow, sort of getting us ready and warmed up. But you are, in addition to doing the live stream with me and stuff, you're shooting this documentary that kind of captures everything that's been happening over these, probably by the end of the year, 20 to 21 events that we end up going to. What I am curious to know, of course, I see you just filming the whole time too, but what was there anything today that you captured that really stood out to you?
I think just an overall, I don't know if that makes sense, but this particular event was, proportionally very Nounish and
yes,
very youthful, very
joyful, and I don't think it was one particular person that I captured that. I think it's just the overall, obviously lots of really great interactions when you're meeting people, filming you meeting people. There was a moment when you captured kind of right when we got there with the kids wearing the noggles.
That was incredible, to be honest. It probably was the most endearing moment. One of the most endearing moments that I've probably filmed the whole time.
Also the group interview at the end.
The group interview at the end was spectacular.
Who was that with?
Illustradora, JP, and oh my gosh,
Vlad.
Vlad was there for a second, and I'm not gonna get it right. I'm so sorry. I don't remember her name. Amazing interview. We had a chance to, capture some of their response to the success of the event and capture some of their joy around that, especially Vlad. Vlad, is deeply involved in this event, and I think he's pretty proud of himself, as he should be.
Good.
I asked them some questions that are more geared towards the documentary, that it's just like the answers are just perfect. They're very real and genuine, vulnerable. I think that there's like a strong level of honesty and vulnerability here. I think that, with the prop not passing, there was this underdog kind of feeling and this camaraderie of joy and holding your chin high and just like,
oh my God, I'm gonna get emotional while you're saying
proud of
that.
it. And it wasn't one person, it was literally everyone. I don't know, and I hope that I captured that.
I mean, yeah, I'm like literally getting like, I just feel it so much in my heart because like it hasn't so much been captured on this stream because, I did get funded for my prop. But the process of getting funded was very, very difficult. Putting yourself out there, very difficult, especially if you're like a tender, soft person like myself. I like will come off as a very strong individual, I feel like, but I'm a softie, you guys. Like, and if I heard like one little thing of criticism, maybe you guys didn't hear about how I was reacting to that, but it really just hits me like, and I like being celebrated for things that I'm doing correctly. I like under promising and overachieving. I like being seen and heard and understood. And I feel like if I'm in a moment of being misunderstood, like I get very confused and I can get kind of emotionally overwhelmed. And I think that that's probably something that is a common thing for most people. We all want to be heard and understood, and it's confusing when someone doesn't get you or there is a misunderstanding between two people.
Or miscommunication.
Yes, which is very easy to happen with an online digital world.
Well, sometimes the misunderstanding happens after the miscommunication. Like,
yes.
Usually if there's enough communication, then there's like an understanding. You may not like love things, but like you might even have more of an opinion on something in either direction, but you have to have the communication first.
Well, and even sometimes after, like, then I tend to overly communicate to try to like really make someone understand me. And at that point, if it's still not happening, you have to kind of just like have that acceptance moment where you're like, okay, it's okay. Not everyone in the world needs to like me, understand me, or whatever. But seriously, from the bottom of my heart, you guys, the Brazilian community, everybody here who is running this event, the Nounish community members that are here and have done this event, you guys, like, I see you, I hear you, I completely think you guys are just magical and amazing, and that, like, not even in a cheesy way, like, you guys really are bringing the heart and sincerity and authenticity into a place where that's a little bit hard to find sometimes in Web3. So thank you guys for everything you do.
Yeah, it's been amazing, and even just from like I don't know, like a demographic standpoint, Brazil is like ideal for nouns. There are super hardworking, smart people.
Yes.
There's also a high level of technology in Sao Paulo, in Rio.
Yeah, Grant, have you? Or sorry, Chevo. I hate to dox you. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm already doxed.
Everyone's doxed. Granto.
Granto.
Chef Ant. You
going by Grante.
Have you ever? Yeah, Grante. Have you ever seen those headphones that could be tuned into any stage at any other event that we've been to?
I have not seen that. Being able to
I've never seen that.
No, that was unique.
High tech, you guys.
Yeah.
At NFT Brazil.
There's a lot of technology here. The people are hardworking. They're kind. There's a big youth movement, and we're kidding ourselves if we think that we're getting any younger, right? Like, none of us are getting any younger, and so we're doing all this hard work for what? We're doing all this hard work for the next generation. We're doing this hard work to pass this on as this thing that has been worked on and developed and created so that it actually functions for people, to help people and to help the world. And I don't fucking care if that sounds cheesy. Like, that's what Nouns does. That's definitely what Food Nouns is for. And for me, you know, there's just like this amazing amalgamation of all of those things coming together here in Brazil. And to be completely honest, ETH goes a long way here, and there's just something happening, and I think that it's going to be one of these places that's going to have this like hockey stick kind of adoption to Web3 for sure. I think Brazil's going to really show the world like what large mass adoption can look like.
Yes.
And I certainly intend to have Food Nouns be a part of that. I know that Nouns, you know, wants to be a part of that. I think that we need to put our ETH where our mouth is. We need to really show up and support the Brazilian community. And you know, if
it's the best investment anyone can make right now, as far as I'm concerned.
If us coming down here is part of that, then like I'm super proud of you, Optoshi, for putting it on the list, and for us sitting on the airplane and coming down here and figuring out the language and doing the whole thing, you know, so that we can play our role in the growth of literally the Brazilian technology community. And it's just been a joy. We're kind of just starting day one of the event, and I don't know, I've not felt like the vibes like this. I mean, definitely when like in New York, when we're meeting all of our old friends and doing that, like the vibes are super high. Like there's no denying that. But just as far as like every single person that you see has a smile on their face, never in my life have I seen that.
Yes, I couldn't echo that sentiment louder than you. I feel exactly the same way. And then just, you know, truly again, thank you guys for your community, for allowing us to get the chance to come here. And the beer is good. So that's probably a good place. We do really want to make sure that we love the stream, of course, but we want to make sure that we are present at these events when we have the opportunity to be at them. Again, we will probably be coming live in the morning tomorrow. I'm going to, in my head right now, to say like 10 a.m. Okay. I'm going to say 10 a.m. It's all good. I don't know who's watching this right now and who's going to hold me to that. But 10 a.m. Let's do like a 10 to noon pod, and then we can go over there and celebrate day 2. And then at 4:30 tomorrow, Sheffo and I will be on stage. Hopefully I'll have my phone there. We'll have the camera for the doc on a tripod, hopefully, to record it. But I will bring my phone and hopefully get to live stream the experience with you guys, be it on a Twitter space or TikTok video, or just maybe through this restream somehow to Twitter so you guys get the actual video. I'm going to figure out how to do it. Hopefully you guys will tune in for that. We get 30 minutes on the main stage. Again, NFT Brazil, thank you guys so much for giving us this opportunity. I cannot wait to kind of regurgitate what we said today here, because as much as we're going to talk about our experience with Nouns, I really do want to highlight you guys, and I want to highlight the Brazilian community. And I'm really excited to get the opportunity to do that. So we will be ending this live stream a little bit early so we can go back and be present in this moment and get to go hang with our friends and drink some Public Good IPA at this after party that's happening after day 1. So Sheffo, again, I love doing these live streams with you. Thank you so much for everything. Did you have any closing words or for our little closing toast that you would like to say?
Cheers.
Cheers. Where's your cheers?
I drink it.
Oh my God, look at me. You're just slow as hell. So good. So fresh every time.
I drank it like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just like over here like nearly crying. Like, I love the Brazilians, like not drinking. Just get really excited, guys. Okay, so thank you, Sheffo.
No problem.
Have a great evening. I will see you in 5 minutes. I'm just going to close out here on the main screen, you guys. Oh my God. Another great live stream here with Nouns on the Air. We go live every Thursday, Friday, Saturday at different times. You know, I want to say that it's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. West Coast. That's probably the main time, but you never know when we're going to be live. So you better be subscribed to me so you can get those notifications, okay? Thank you so much. This has been Nouns on the Air with Toshi and Sheffo, live in Sao Paulo. Air horns for Sao Paulo, Brazil. You guys are just epic, and I cannot wait to go hang out with you tonight. I will see the rest of you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day or evening.